Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index closed at 35,891 points, gaining 0.35%. Now that's after days of losses. Now this was as a result of gains seen in international breweries, Guaranty Trust Bank, Nigeria Breweries, Uwando and Zenith Bank. Now on the flip side, Cadbury, PZ, Ashaka Cement, Dangote Cement and Total led market declines. Now, banks and brewery stocks gave the benchmark index a firm boost today as it ended in positive territory. Now, while market analysts have expressed divergent views on the extent to which the outcome of the U.S. federal meeting has impacted on market sentiment, many believe today's bullish trade is no coincidence. Dolapo Akanni, analyst at Stanbic IBTC Stockbrokers, joins me now to share her own perspective on this. Thank you so much, Dolapo, for joining us.
Good afternoon, Esther, and thank you for having me.
Let's get it right down into general market performance and market sentiment today. Now, in the run-up to the outcome of the U.S. FOMC meeting, I spoke to a couple of analysts, and majority of them said that they do not believe that whatever the outcome would be would have a significant impact on the Nigerian equities market. But then now we're seeing the market closing in positive territory on the same day that we got the results that there won't be any tapering. What's your perspective on this?
We saw a reversal of the bearish trend that have been in the market for quite a long time today as market gained 0.35%. And this can be attributed to improved buying sentiment coming forth from both offshore clients and the local clients. Even the value traded today was up by about 39.20%. Market has been very bearish. Transactions have been very low. Investors have been sitting on the defense, all along to actually see what the result of the Fed announcement will look like. But for them to stay at $85 billion, the withdrawal of the bond trading to that level, I feel that that's still positive for the market, and we saw that trickle into the market today. Investors that have bought at some high levels when the JPM, when Nigeria index was actually part of that JPM, we saw some improved buying sentiment at that point, and some investors have bought at some higher levels. The level where the market is right now is presenting a very good entry point, and for some investors that have bought at those high levels, it's better at this point to try to buy to average on their cost. We see all of that trickle in. We also saw the local investors asking about where the market was today. We saw improved participation from their end as well, and we feel that that might continue.
Now, looking at financial services stocks, we've seen the pressure on bank stocks in the last few sessions, but we saw the index outperforming others today, literally wiping out previous losses. Do you see this being sustained going forward, or are we just experiencing a relief rally?
Yeah, we won't say that we would see a surge in prices. We just feel that the sentiment would improve. We feel that that buying interest would improve. We feel that, like I've said earlier, the client that have stayed on the defense side would then try to look at what to do in the market. So, but not really aggressively, but at least they will try to buy. The aggression that we saw in the market at the open today, we might not see it continue at that level, but we still feel the market will appreciate moderately.
Now let's talk about stocks that have made the headlines this week. We've seen a focus on brewery stocks. We've seen Just Breweries leading gains. Today, international breweries, Nigeria breweries were also top on the gainers list. For you, what would the stocks remain the top stocks for this week, or do you have a different set of stocks that you think could make headlines or be on investors' radar for the rest of the week?
Just Brewery, for example, I've experienced very good increase in price over time. We feel that at some point you see activities of profit takers in the market, but on the moderate level for the top tier banking stocks, they might not gain as much as this Just Brewery, as much as they've been gaining, but they would increase in price moderately. So I would say that the ones that will stay, at the upward trend would be the valued stocks, where investors still see that in the medium to long term, they will still, earn something on these stocks. You'll see them continue to participate in those stocks.
Okay, now earlier this week, investors had to digest disappointing numbers from Guinness. We saw top line growing by just 4.1%. Today, the stock traded flatter. What do you think is the sentiment right now? Do you think investors have gotten over it, or do you see this? What could be the sentiment going forward?
Guinness result was released earlier this week. We haven't seen so much of reaction to that stock because it has actually stayed stable at 248 levels from the beginning of the week, or to say the least, from when the stock, the result was released into the market. But from our end, Guinness is a sell. We've had a sell recommendation on that stock with a target of 257. But that said, the weak earnings that Guinness released into the market was expected. Maybe that was the reason why you didn't see so much of it down on that stock. But at the same time, the dividend that was released was 7 naira. It was below expectation of 7 naira 87 kobo. But really, investors still feel that the company needs more capital, working capital requirement. So that might explain the reason why they didn't pay as much as investors have expected that they would pay. But in the medium to long term, in the short term, sorry, we still feel that we still have some recommendation, and there's still room for improvement on earnings, especially from Guinness.